Originally, I talked about this in Saturday's GTA stream with Kane, UG, Red, and everyone else that was in the live chat. And I was going to just edit the live stream like I do sometimes and like just clip it down to the highlights, to the basic information regarding these leaks. But we got distracted a few times while playing the game as expected, doing the casino heists and setups. And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to straight up just go through the leaked information with you right now and just get through it as quickly as possible. Courtesy of Synth Potato and Game Roll. So I got their X accounts link below in the description section. And I know some people get annoyed when I say this or others say this. Take these leaks with a grain of salt because they may turn out to be true and they might end up being completely BS. And by the way, I want to know what y'all think about the leaks. Do you think these are true? Do you think half of them might be legit and the other half are just made up? I guess we'll find out one way or the other once we get more information regarding Grand Theft Auto 6 from Rockstar. And of course, the game, which launches May 26, 2026. Leaked GTA new information from Synth Potato, which once again may not be true. Fully explorable malls, 700 shops that can be entered in the game. So at the very top, I like the idea of explorable malls, just like in Vice City, it makes sense. But 700 shops? Like, really? 700? I mean, 70 would be impressive. 100 would be great. 700? That one I'm kind of doubting. At the moment, I'm going to say X to doubt. I hope I'm wrong, because that's one thing we want from GTA 6 is more options when it comes to going into interiors of buildings, malls, shops, etc. I hope that's legit, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But at the moment, I can't believe it would be actually 700 shops. That's just insane. Next, character wheel. This one is interesting. 3 options. Either you solo as Jason, you solo as Lucia, or you can do the dual protagonist control, where basically it's Lucia and Jason at the same time. For example, they can go robbing in the open world together. And Kane, Yuji, and I talked about this. And one thing that we thought seemed to be kind of obvious, especially if you play GTA Online, is the fact that you can play with 2 or more players, like in contact missions and heists, etc. When you got the option to play as Lucia and Jason, why can't we have it to where we co-op with a friend of ours? If you both have the same copy of GTA 6 on the same console, like PS5 or Xbox Series, why can't we co-op during those specific moments? I mean, I realize throughout most of the game, we might be able to. There'll be parts of the game where it's just Jason or just Lucia. But in the co-op options in the open world for GTA 6, it would be really awesome, Rockstar, if you gave us a co-op ability with a friend. Just like in like Far Cry 6, for example, or Far Cry 5. So it would be really cool if we had the ability to co-op occasionally in GTA 6. Especially since we obviously are able to do that in Grand Theft Auto Online. And we'll be able to do that again in GTA 6 Online. Plus, Franklin and Lamar definitely have co-op missions in GTA Online. Limited weapon carry similar to Red Dead Redemption 2. So this is something not everybody's happy about. Half the community likes it. The other half do not. Put myself on the side that actually likes limiting the amount of weapons that our characters can carry. Well, Jason and Lucia. And this will probably carry over to GTA 6 Online as well. And similar to the horses, you'll be able to go to the trunk of your vehicle in order to swap out the weapons and other things as well. I think that the players going into GTA 6 that like this feature were probably Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online players. And everyone else are probably just strictly GTA players, like GTA 5 and Online, and previous GTAs where you were basically a walking arsenal. I think this one might turn out to be true. I would like, however, for them to give us the ability in story mode, maybe difficulty levels, where like if you pick the lowest difficulty, it allows you to be a walk-in arsenal. And for those of us that want more of a challenge, then limit the amount of weapons that we can carry. That way you end up pleasing both crowds, right? The crowd that wants to be a walk-in arsenal with every single weapon in the will, and those of us that want it a little bit more, limited and quote-unquote realistic when it comes to the weapon will. But I am in favor of them changing the weapon wheel to this degree. And that's what we saw in the beta photos and leaked video years ago was that they were going to go that route. Next is Jason has a pet iguana at home, and you can actually see the iguana in trailer 2. And I think the iguana is featured in the artwork. So that's pretty cool. I believe that. That's an easy one for me to believe because, we got Franklin has Chop. I don't think that the iguana is going to have the same abilities as Chop because there's just so much more you can do with a dog in real life than with an iguana. But still pretty cool to have a pet iguana. I hope that we're actually able to have pets in GTA 6 Online. That's something we've been asking for Grand Theft Auto Online for a very, very long time now. The ankle monitor that a lot of us know that Lucia has at the beginning of the game does not affect gameplay, and she gets rid of it early on. So I've always speculated that the ankle monitor was a clever way of Rockstar limiting where the player could go early on in the game, because in the old 3D games, like they would cut off the other islands, right? The other parts of the island, like in 3 and Vice City, San Andreas, in GTA 4, I think they did that as well. So I always felt like the ankle monitor was a clever way of them doing that because they only wanted you to be in like one area in the game at the beginning in the tutorial, and then after she gets her ankle bracelet taken off, the monitor taken off, then you will be able to explore the entire world of GTA 6 to your heart's desire. But it looks like it's not going to affect gameplay. But you think it would as long as she had the ankle monitor on, whereas she would have to behave. In the second trailer, we actually do see her on the side of the road, like picking up litter and coming home to Jason with the vest on. So it'll be interesting to see the limitations early on we have with the ankle monitor, but it's good that we won't be wearing it for too long in the game. Jason has a special ability to slow-mo with quote-unquote targeting weak points, similar to Deadeye. Lucia's special ability is also slow-mo, but with high damage shot. So they each have like a variation of Deadeye as their ability. And, well, it's a little bit different than with what Michael had a shooting ability, right? His was a shooting ability. I think it was similar to Max Payne and Max Payne 3. I could be wrong about that. Franklin's ability revolved around driving, where he could slow down time while driving to like cut corners and move around traffic easier. And then Trevor had the best one where he would just go into a rage mode like the older GTA games. But it looks like they're kind of giving like half of a Deadeye ability to Jason when it comes to weak points and high damage to Lucia. But it'll be interesting to see how those special abilities play out. NPCs react when you walk around with your gun out. Jason and Lucia automatically hide it away from sight when walking. Well, that would make sense because most people would not be walking around with their gun out, especially if they're trying to like keep a low profile and they don't want anyone becoming suspicious of them. So it would make sense for Jason and Lucia to automatically like hide their pistol, revolver, whatever they happen to have on them. There's a spear gun in the game, which I think makes sense because it's surrounded by water and there's sharks in the water. So apparently there'll be at least one mission where you have to shoot a shark. Hopefully there's a variety of sharks like tiger sharks, bull sharks, hammerhead sharks, maybe even a great white. Who knows? Maybe there's a megalodon out there. That would be really, really cool. That's another thing. I hope that they bring back legendary animals from Red Dead Redemption 2 to GTA 6 Online. So spear guns will be a thing. I wonder if you'll be able to use them like besides the one mission. So maybe you'll be able to use it as a weapon like underwater to fight off sharks and other animals that want to come after you in the depths of the ocean, maybe krakens. And maybe you can use it against divers that are enemy divers that you're trying to take out, besides just the knife in 5 and online. And maybe you can actually use it like Jason in one of the Friday the 13th movies. All right, so Lucia has a kid, but does not play a major role in the stories. Greet antagonized NPCs is back from Red Dead Redemption 2. I like that. I like the ability to go up and be friendly to people and also be an absolute scumbag like you could with Arthur and John in Red Dead Redemption 2 and see how they react to you accordingly. So that's going to be fascinating to play with as both Jason and Lucia. Vice City is the largest city by far in the game, so that would make sense. It's going to be even bigger than Los Santos in GTA 5 and Liberty City in GTA 4. And then Ambrosia, Port Gellhorn are also pretty big. So the biggest city will be Vice City. The second largest cities in Leonida will be Ambrosia and Port Gellhorn. The ability to go prawn from 2022 leaks was removed. Now that is unfortunate along with the next one. Cover system is same as usual. The 2022 leaks showed a more Last of Us 2 dynamic system, but was replaced by the standard single button press system. Yeah, these I'm not really happy about. I believe that they're probably true, but I did like more options for our characters. I did like the idea of our character being able to go prawn or, have better cover systems in place, especially in shootouts or when you're wanting to be sneaky and stealthy. So it is unfortunate that those are allegedly going to be removed, because what I saw in the beta, I was definitely liking that. Also not returning from Red Dead Redemption 2 is dual wielding. Now, I feel like this is a huge missed opportunity by Rockstar, because we have dual wielding in Red Dead Redemption 2, where Arthur can dual wield revolvers, he can dual wield pistols. Why can't we dual wield pistols, revolvers, and even SMGs in GTA 6? Even if you had to go like learn an ability, I think CJ had to learn an ability with San Andreas in order for him to dual wield. So we could dual wield as CJ in GTA San Andreas, Arthur and John in Red Dead Redemption 2, but we can't dual wield as Lucia and Jason in GTA 6. That just feels like a step backward in my opinion. All right, so Game Roll does have some additional information we're going to go over as well. And once again, this is leaked information. Game Roll has chosen not to disclose who he got this information from. I understand that completely, anonymity, because he might have a source or may not have a source inside Rockstar that gave him this information. So I understand why Game Roll wants to defend his source. That's something that you would do in journalism, right? So I give him props for that one. Even if people are complaining about it, I will back up Game Roll on this decision. And once again, this information may turn out to be bogus. And if it does, well, it's going to have a major negative effect on Game Roll, which I don't want to see happen. I think he's a nice guy, just like Synth Potato. Well, sometimes. But anyways, the 6-star wanted level is supposed to return. This is something that's been missing for, well, since GTA 5. And a lot of us have dreamed about what a 6-star rating could mean in GTA 5 if they ever re-added it, which I think is a little too late now. Like, have the entire military come after you with like tanks and fighter jets, just like in the old 3D GTAs. So I think it's awesome that we're going to see the 6-star wanted level return. And I hope that each level is a little bit different. Like level 1 is just they're trying to arrest you. And hopefully the same will be in 6 Online, where they don't just straight up shoot you like in GTA Online with 1 star. And then, the difficulty ranks up with like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got Vice coming after you, got News coming after you, maybe the FIB coming after you, all the way up to the military itself. That would be amazing. And it would just take a quick minute as Lucy and Jason to get up to that level. And of course, in 6 Online, and probably an achievement if you get a 6-star wanted level. So I can imagine how amazing 6 stars will be in GTA 6. And it makes sense because 6 stars in GTA 6. So I'm glad that that's coming back. Hopefully. Relationship bar. I talked about this in a previous video. I talked about it. I came up with this idea. Okay. I'm taking credit, even if I don't deserve it. So yeah, previous video, I talked about the idea of a relationship bar between Lucia and Jason, my theory, because of the honor system for Arthur in Red Dead Redemption 2. And my idea, in case you want to watch the video, I'll link it below, is that maybe the outcome of the game would play out with a good ending or mid ending or bad ending, depending on the effort the player puts into the relationship between Jason and Lucia. If it's really good and strong, right, with a big pink heart, then they're going to get the good ending. But if it's like on the other side and like that relationship has been neglected by the player for whatever rhyme or reason, and it's just a broken heart, then there's going to be a bad ending. That's what I think is going to happen. So I hope the relationship bar turns out to be true, especially since I happen to have an idea video about it a while back. Weight mechanics are a thing, so that is kind of cool. So does that mean like weight isn't working out like Jason was doing? Okay, neat. Or is that like the weight of things, like the weight of vehicles and whatnot, or the weight of what your character can carry, like in, for example, Fallout or Elder Scrolls, right? So you can only carry a certain amount of weight of loot in Elder Scrolls Oblivion or Elder Scrolls Skyrim, or in Fallout 3 and 4 before you become encumbered. Or is it simply just like working out and getting stronger with the weights? Explore underwater areas with treasure and secrets. I am going to be very, very excited about this. Hopefully we can get a scuba gear, go down there diving with the spear gun, right? And seeing all the sea life, the sea turtles, the eels, the fish, the dolphins. probably killer whales, and like I mentioned, some sharks, and maybe some mythical, legendary stuff deep in the ocean. You know, like I mentioned already, like megalodons, krakens, maybe mermaids. There's a rumor that there was mermaids in San Andreas a long time ago. Of course, it wasn't true. Trailer 2 scene where Jason buys beer is gameplay. So, okay, that's interesting. Rectangle GPS with pink waypoints. Now, this could be a thing. This may be changed before the final version of the game. But it is an homage to GTA Vice City, which was set in the 80s. And, of course, if you play GTA Vice City, the logo itself is white and pink. So it makes sense to have a little homage. Some pink here and there is to be expected in Grand Theft Auto 6, especially since it's set in modern-day Vice City. All right, so game will elaborate a little bit more about the ability. So we'll go over this again real quick. The Deadeye-like ability for Jason, slow down time, reveals weak spots. Lucia can do it, but in one shot. The source says that this is apparently super bad. They hope to get it changed. This means it shows how Jason is a better shot than Lucia due to his time in the army. You know what I think they should do? Give Jason the Deadeye ability, the shooting ability, just like Michael has the shooting ability in GTA 5. And then give Lucia Franklin's driving ability, right? Where if she's behind the wheel, maybe she's the better driver. Even though most of the time we see Jason behind the wheel in trailer 1 and 2. But what if Lucia is the better driver, or she has the slow down time ability that Franklin had in 5? See, that would make sense. And it would make them each useful in a different way. People react to your gun out. We talked about that. There's going to be, male strippers in the game. You know what? Equal opportunity, right? We got female strippers most likely. And, of course, there's going to be some Chippendales action. I'm not judging. Driving is the best it's ever been. I will believe that when I see it. I do like driving in GTA 5 and online. It's not perfect. I feel like a lot of the DLC vehicles could be retweaked, rebalanced. But hopefully this is definitely true. I would like to believe that's the case for not only driving, but also using the boats and, of course, the aircraft like helicopters, planes, jets, etc. Gore dismemberment is being built off of Red Dead Redemption 2. Some people don't believe this. They think that this could give it like an adult rating, but I think it's going to get an M rating no matter what, because like Rockstar is a huge company, billions of dollars. Take-Two, huge publisher, billions of dollars. And I don't think they had a problem getting an M rating for Red Dead Redemption 2 with the gore and dismemberment. So I think the same thing will happen with GTA 6. So I like the fact that you're going to be able to, I know it's gory, but it's realistic, right? Where you can literally use a shotgun to blow somebody's head off or arms off or legs off, and just rip them apart. It makes sense, right? So I do like that as a feature. Plus, if you go all the way back to Vice City and San Andreas, you could use a katana to decapitate your enemies. I mean, the head would just disappear and blood would just gush out of the body, but yeah, I like this ability in the game. Gore dismemberment, yeah, makes sense. Now, when it comes down to characters, there's this character called Donnie, Jason's friend who works for Brian, described as a freak. So don't confuse Donnie with Cal. Cal was already introduced in trailer 2 and the GTA 6 website. So Donnie, we have yet to be officially introduced to. Maybe in a future trailer or some more information about them. But apparently they're a quote-unquote freak. Are they going to be the Trevor of GTA 6 or like Timu Trevor? I guess we'll find out. Now let's talk about the map. The map, once again, is an island. So a lot of people were speculating that the map layout would be similar to Red Dead Redemption 2, where you had vast amounts of unexplorable land. And I have done that, by the way, in Red Dead Online. So if you're interested in what the world looks like outside of the main map of Red Dead Online, feel free and check out that video. I go up to the outer parts, all the way up to the snow region, quote-unquote Canada, and all the way over to Mexico and even low-res Guarma. So it looks like, yeah, they're going to do the island once again, which makes sense, just like in previous GTAs. So there's going to be no panhandle, so it won't resemble Florida, even though it's mostly set in Florida. Well, the version of Florida known as Leonida. And the final part is regarding story and missions. Not going to spoil much here. And I agree with this because the less we know about the main story and the characters and what happens in their fate, the better. That's one gripe I've had with the recent trailers for both Mafia: The Old Country and Mind's Eye. 2 games I'm planning on playing. Mind's Eye starting on Tuesday, and then Mafia: The Old Country coming up in August. I feel like the most recent trailers are giving out way more information about the story, and I definitely want to be spoiled as little as possible when it comes to that. All right, so game has chapters like Red Dead Redemption 2, 5 chapters in total. Shots from trailer 2 were from chapters 1 through 3. So yeah, at the beginning of the game and probably in the middle when things are really good, I imagine things will probably get more chaotic and bad by the time we get to the 5th chapter. So whether or not we actually get 5 chapters in GTA 6 remains to be seen, but I get the feeling that it's going to get a lot more crazy and a lot darker, as we progress through the game. Cut non-existent content, no fully nude sex scenes. Well, we haven't really had quote-unquote nude sex scenes in a quick minute. I mean, yeah, prostitutes can have sex with you in your vehicle, but they don't ever take off their clothes. And whenever you could have sex with random females as Michael, Trevor, or Franklin, it would just like go outside the house or apartment and you would just hear noises. Kind of like with Nico and his girlfriends in GTA 4. The hot coffee incident in GTA San Andreas left a very bad taste in Rockstar's mouth, even though that was cut content and someone just found it, I think, on PC. But there's a lot of hoopla, right, by career politicians over it. And I don't think Rockstar is going to go down that road again. Listening to music outside of the car apparently isn't a thing, even though there's earpods. We've seen earpods in trailer 2. It's unfortunate. I wish that wasn't the case. No Disney World parody. Well, that seems like a missed opportunity right there because we have Fred's, right? Fred's is featured in Los Santos in GTA 5. And Fred's is Grand Theft Auto's version of Mickey Mouse. I think it's called Fred's, the character. I really wish we had a Fred's World. I really do. But I guess that would be a lot of work. They'd have to build an amusement park with like functional rides and whatnot. And I guess it was just too much for them. It'd be kind of funny if it was like abandoned, if there was like an abandoned park, right? That'd be kind of cool. We could just go explore it like those abandoned YouTube videos. No burglary minigame. Now this, I think, if this is true, I'm more disappointed about this than that because Home Invasion in San Andreas was something a lot of players enjoyed. And this is a game where you're a criminal. And it would make sense for Lucia and Jason to be able to conduct burglaries and like break into people's homes at night. And something I talked about a while back in a previous GTA 6 video was like you'd have different levels. Like you'd have like low level, middle level, or like really rich people's homes that you could break into. But each level was a lot more difficult, but the rewards and the payout was better. I feel like this is a major missed opportunity by Rockstar by not having the ability for us to go and do burglary miniguns with Jason and Lucia. This is just leaked information that may or may not be true. Once again, Game Roll and Synth Potatoes X accounts linked below in the description section, along with my relationship idea video for the relationship bar for GTA 6. If you're interested, feel free to check out my GTA 6 playlist as well. And I will continue covering any information regarding Grand Theft Auto 6 going forward. If there's anything else like a future trailers, pre-order info, all the way up to the launch of Grand Theft Auto 6, hopefully coming May 26, 2026. Do you think the leaks might be true or not true? Maybe 50-50? And which of these leaks would you most definitely like to see turn out to be true for Grand Theft Auto 6? Feel free and let me know below in the comments section.